Good evening, everyone. It's Rebecca with Red True Crime, and we're going to do our first installment of what's happening in Greensboro. Yes, what's happening in Greensboro. So this particular episode is going to be dedicated to everything Greensboro. So welcome to Red True Crime. I am your host Rebecca, and what's happening? So I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who is joining us and will join us later and support and comment and share and subscribe and all that great stuff. So, like I said, what's happening? So, I'm going to start off with the case of Cecil Brockman, this guy right here. Now, if you don't remember, I talked about him a few weeks back. He is, or actually, I should say, was a state representative for North Carolina. He was based in Guilford County. He has been in office since around 2014. He was picked up October 8th and charged with, let me pull up his charge sheet real quick. Statutory SEX with a child, 2 counts of that, and indecent liberties with a child, 2 counts of that. Now, this gentleman, as the story unfolded, met a 15-year-old, I'm assuming boy, but they have not said, so allegedly, met a person of the age of 14, 15, met them on a dating app and met them in Atlanta. Drove down to Georgia, picked up this person, and brought them back to North Carolina, and this person was living with him in his apartment and had been for several months. But they were 14 when they met. Now, I don't know what happened, but said child ran away. Police got involved. Child was found, was taken to a hospital. When the police got there to talk to said child, they went through his phone, her phone, their phone, and found all kinds of video and all kinds of explicit material on that phone involving said child with Representative Brockman. So he was arrested and given a $1,050,000 bond. And he has been sitting there up until I think it was yesterday. Yeah. So, yeah, yesterday. Either yesterday or he got out first thing this morning, one of the 2. Anyway, the point is, he was given a bond, a very high bond, and his attorney got it whittled down to $250,000. So that has now been posted, and he got out. So let me show you what we have here.
About what your constituents think about this? Is there anything else you
Actually, let me pull it all the way back. There you go. Now you can see him just walk of shame out of the jail. That is the jail in High Point, by the way. And there's the media. I'm gonna back down an SUV to get him.
Hey Cecil, do you have any comments about what your constituents think about this? Is there anything else you
And then they split off. So, there you have it. That is Cecil Brockman leaving jail. Now his world has kind of fallen apart. He's now been charged with sex crimes. The governor of North Carolina and the head of the Democratic Party for North Carolina and other people that are in government in North Carolina have demanded that he resign his position because of the allegations, which he did so on October 31st. So let's get to the point with I always have an issue with. Sorry, having some kidney issues right now, so bear with me if I make a face. Um, my issue is this: he is being charged with a crime against a child. I don't care if the kid is a teenager. He's being charged with a crime against a child. And again, I have said this before. I do not feel when it comes to sex crimes, whether it's with against children or against other adults, I don't think bond is something that should ever be given. That they should sit there until they are proven innocent. That's just in jail. That's just my personal opinion. Because when this man first was charged, when the kid was taken to the hospital and they found out everything, Cecil Brockman went to that hospital and tried to use his position to get through security to get to said kid. It's even in the report that he was banging on security doors to get breakthrough to get to said kid. Now, granted, now, part of his release, he's not allowed to have any contact with this child, but really? You think a piece of paper is gonna stop somebody that has that much determination to get to a victim? I don't think so, but this is why I keep harping on this. He should not be out. He should not have been able to make bond. He should not have been given a bond. He should have been denied bond. That's what I'm gonna say to that. So, Cecil Brockman, looking at you, kid. All right. So let's get to the hot button topic that's going on right now. So we have video, obviously, off of Cecil Brockman. We have video of a man who was stopped in Greensboro over by the mall. He was sitting in his car, enjoying, allegedly, let's just say allegedly, enjoying a cannabis product. And police went over there, said they saw cannabis in his lap and asked him to get out of the car. He refused. And then he was pulled out of the car. And it appears, per the video, per what I think anyway, that the police are being going above and beyond rough with him. But let me put this up here and you all tell me what you think. Let's see. Yeah, it's this one. There's no volume to this. So you see the police holding him down, and then you go 1, 2, 3, boom. Okay, and you see the cop with his knee on the guy's neck, and yeah, I'm not sure who videoed this. Apparently, this was just a bystander recording all of this, and the other cop was just like, "What?" Just realized they were being recorded. So I'm going to tell you what GPD's statement is on this. Yep, we're going to start with this one. It says right here. Greensboro police provide details about arrest captured on video. So as stated today, police department leadership is aware of a video circulating on social media involving Greensboro police officers. On November 2nd, around 11 p.m., so this was Sunday, officers were proactively patrolling in the area of 2000 Beasley Street when they saw a man later identified as Nathaniel Williams, 37, sitting in the driver's seat of a vehicle in the parking lot. After officers saw marijuana in his lap, he was ordered to exit his vehicle and he refused several lawful commands to do so. After multiple requests, officers removed Mr. Williams and placed him in handcuffs. During the interaction, Mr. Williams freed one of his hands from the handcuffs and assaulted one of the officers. A struggle occurred that ended on the ground, with Mr. Williams refusing to submit to being recuffed by tucking his arm underneath his body. An officer delivered a suprascapular strike to his back, shoulder area to get him to release his arm. And this is the rest of it. The arrest was made without further incident. Mr. Williams was charged with 2 counts of assault on a law enforcement officer, felony, destruction of evidence, felony, possession of marijuana, misdemeanor, possession of drug paraphernalia for marijuana, misdemeanor, maintaining a vehicle/dwelling/place for controlled substance, misdemeanor, resist, delay, obstruct, misdemeanor, communicating threats, misdemeanor. The Greensboro Police Department's Professional Standards Division investigates any use of force. That investigation is ongoing at this time. Now, they did release another statement a little bit later stating that there was nobody, nobody put their knee on this guy's neck. So I'm going to show you this picture. I drew on this one. It's kind of cool. This one here. Boom. So the little red circle right here, that's the dude's head. This line right here is dude's neck. That circle right there is the officer's knee. Call me crazy, but it looks like he's got his knee on his damn neck. Just saying. I would hate to have another George Floyd incident, so thankfully this guy is still breathing and he's still alive. But I decided to look up the charge sheet because they give a little bit more detail as to what's going on. Let me see, who's this? Okay. So Nathaniel Lloyd Williams is not having a good year. Everything I found under him is that any type of past on him is from this year, so I don't know what's going on with him, but he is going out with a bang, let me tell you. So, let's see. We have got this is the stuff that happened basically Sunday. So, actually, that might be a different it has to be this one. Okay. So, he was charged with, altering, stealing criminal evidence, assault with a physical injury, possession of marijuana, all this other stuff. But when you look into the actual documents where they break down what he actually did, let me see if I can find it. Here we go. So, under the alter, steal, destroy criminal evidence, put my glasses back on so I can read this to you. On or about the date of offense shown and in the county named above, Guilford County. The defendant unlawfully, willfully, and feloniously did destroy evidence. And it says small package containing marijuana. He destroyed it by eating it. Sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but he ate it. So they charge him with possession of marijuana. Now, when they start talking about the assault on the officers, it says here, this is a felony. Did striking officer TB Hatch in the face and during the course of the assault, falling to the ground, resulting in an abrasion to the knee, meaning he bruised his knee. Boo-hoo. Um, Other officer, assault officer Hartso, resulting in swelling to left wrist slash scratches and knee abrasion while effecting the arrest. I think he bruised his knee by putting it on the dude's neck, but call me crazy. And then, they go about his marijuana possession. Okay, resisting public officer. So on the date shown, he obstructed TB Hatch, a public officer holding the office of Greensboro Police Department by refusing to exit vehicle when ordered, physically resisting being removed from vehicle and placed into cuffs. At the time, the officer was discharging and attempting to discharge an official duty by ordering him to exit his vehicle during a narcotics investigation. And we go here. Maintaining vehicle dwelling place with a controlled substance. He had a 2024 Chevy Malibu that's got the license number listed. And they said that marijuana in violation of the North Carolina Substance Controlled Substance Act for the purpose of using the substance. And then they charged him with communicating threats. They said that he threatened to physically injure the person of Christian Wilson, damaging the property of Christian Wilson. So Mr. Christian Wilson was the EMT that showed up, I guess, to render aid to said Mr. Williams. Um, it says here the threat was communicated to Christian Wilson by Mr. Williams was being inducted into Wesley Long, which is the hospital here in Greensboro, did verbally state to discover the address of EMS medic Christian Wilson, stating that he would come attack him, as well as stating that if he was out of the handcuffs, he would assault EMS medic Christian Wilson. And the threat was made in a manner and under circumstances which would cause a reasonable person to believe that the threat was likely. So that's what that's all about. That's on that one. So I was like, okay, let's see what else this guy's up to. Because, like I said, everything with this dude is all from 2025. So it's like he's been having a bad year. Let's see. That is so he got busted in October 30th, like a few days before all this, possessing drug paraphernalia, driving while impaired, and registration plate not displayed. And they just gave him a citation on that one. And then we've got, let's see, resisting a public officer. Also on Halloween. The first thing was on October 30th, and then on Halloween, he resisted a public officer. They gave him a citation. Um, Now in September this year, so a couple months before this, driving while impaired, failure to wear a seatbelt. There was that. Then we've got also in September of this year, assaulting a government official employee. And then we have that's Cecil Brockman. So yeah, that's what he's got. All this is going on this year. It's like I don't know what's going on with him, but he is just going balls to the wall crazy with all of this. Um so I don't know. Like I said, no criminal history prior to any of this, or at least not in North Carolina. But the last couple months, he's been having a bad couple of months. I do without seeing the whole thing from the beginning, I do think this is a bit much, but and however, here's my question. The cops are saying they saw him parked in the parking lot just sitting in his car, and they said they could see weed in his lap. From how far? If he's sitting in his car and not bothering anybody, why did you feel the need to go over there and investigate? Because, he's driving a Chevy Malibu. Those things kinda sit a certain way, so you really gotta be, like, up on the car to see weed in the dude's lap. So, you drove up, you see a car sitting there. Why I don't understand. Why did you even go over there? That's what I wanna know. Why did the police go over there? Because I'm having a hard time believing that this is not racially motivated. That's just my opinion, you know? But I don't know why they went over there because they're from a distance. He was in a parking lot. How did you know? How did you know? I do find it funny that the guy tried to get rid of his stuff by eating it. That was I hopefully it didn't make him sick. That might be why they called EMS because he ate the marijuana. That might be why they called. But I guess I feel for the guy. I really do. So he is going to be, let's see, is this the one? Yeah. So he goes back to court on he has a probable cause hearing on November 12th. So that's coming up. That's next week. So chances are they're probably gonna ask the question, why did you even go over to the car? Yeah, he was doing illegal stuff, but the cops had no probable cause to go over there in the first place to see what he was doing. That's what I feel. But again, if you look at the picture here, they're holding him down. You've got head, knee, and his neck, and GPD saying, "Oh no, no officer put their knee on his neck." That's not what that's showing. Call me crazy. That is not what that is showing. So I think they got a heck of a case. They better be damn glad he didn't die because that would have been a lot right there. So I'm just glad he's living, he's breathing, he's sitting in a jail, which well, actually, I think he actually bailed out. He bailed out. But I would like to know why the cops went over there in the first place to investigate him in the first place, because it seems like a lot, right there. It just seems a lot. And then you've got like 3 cops on 1 guy. Guy's only 5'6". He weighs like 145 pounds. He's a small dude. Small dude. So you need 3 cops for 1 small dude? And he's smoking weed. That chills you the hell out. It's not like he's doing, like, meth or coke and that makes you feel like a Hercules. I mean, really? And here's my other thing. I'm gonna be on this, and I might lose some people over this, and that's fine. You guys this is my belief, whatever. Marijuana is, like, the least of anybody's worries, okay? You got fentanyl running crazy, cocaine, heroin. Marijuana is the least of your worries. You've already got it being sold legally on Cherokee land up in northern part of North Carolina. Okay, if you get a medical card, you can go get it. So why are we harassing people? All the CBD shops around here, you can't tell the difference between CBD and marijuana. You can't. They smell exactly the same. So why are we busting people? If he was dealing, maybe I can see why you're giving him a hard time, but he wasn't even dealing. He was sitting there smoking the stuff, enjoying his night. And obviously, he's got something going on because he keeps getting in trouble and getting busted for shit. So leave the man alone. Let him smoke his weed. Let him chill the hell out. Cops going over there messing with him, making him mad. This is what's getting him in trouble. Leave him alone. Okay? Because, like I said, if he was out swinging on people, it'd be one thing, but he's not doing that. He's sitting in his car, having his buzz. Leave him alone. And like I said, this stuff, marijuana is going to get legalized in the state recreationally. It's going to get legalized in the state probably here in the next year or so. I don't understand why they're even busting people for this stuff. I mean, it's medicinally sound. I mean, I'd much rather have somebody smoking weed than popping a whole bunch of opioid pills like Percocet and Vicodin and crap. Because let me tell you right now, my late husband had an opioid addiction, a massive one. And I would have much rather him be smoking weed than taking all those pills because he had a problem and he needed to go to rehab for it and he refused to go. And it is the worst thing ever seeing somebody detox and come down off of opioids because that just sticks to you. I've never seen anybody go nuts, stopping weed. I've never seen that. But opioids, that's something that sticks with you. But that's just my take. Like I said, this stuff's gonna be legal soon. I don't know why these cops are even bothering to bust people. If they're a minor, okay, that's one thing. If this person is selling to children or selling on school grounds, or okay, if he's got a trunk full of stuff and he's selling it to people, okay. But the guy is sitting in his car, getting high, not bothering nobody. Why did you bother him? That's all I'm saying. And most likely, Greensboro PD is going to probably have a lawsuit on their hands. And they probably should have a lawsuit on their hands for what they did. Just my take. All right, everybody. Well, I'm going to hop off here. Only two things I want to talk about tonight, Mr. Brockman and Mr. Nathaniel Williams. So, one should not be out. One should never have been harassed. That's my thought. But let me know your comments here. Give me your thoughts. Give me your opinions. I'd love to hear them. Otherwise, good night. Live long and prosper. And be weird, be rude, be safe, as I always say. This is Rebecca with Red True Crime. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please do so. It's free, it doesn't cost anything, and it gets the word out to everybody, especially if I cover a missing person case. It's huge. Do all that. Okay. And otherwise, good night, everybody. Be careful and see you soon. Bye.